Hey there, Cancer. Welcome into Great Awakener Ether Realm. My name is Kimberly, and I am going to do an astrological report for February 3rd, Monday through the 16th on Sunday. I do apologize about missing last week's report. I was very busy at work, so I'm just going to do these 2 weeks. And if you want to listen to it, maybe compare what happened to you last week with what I'm saying. That's a way to do it as well. And if not, you're more than welcome to skip ahead. Okay, sorry. All right. So we start off on the 3rd, on Monday the 3rd, with the moon in Aries conjunct Chiron. Okay, squaring Mars. Now, the moon rules Cancer, and Mars rules Aries. So we have a mutual reception going on right here. Even though you two square each other, with the mutual reception, it melds well with each other. Okay, Mars is retrograde. It has been retrograde in Cancer since January. It will come out February 23rd and start going forward. But until then, everything is more internal for you, okay? Since it's in your first house is about how you project yourself into the world, okay? You may have been feeling a little bit like a hermit, with wanting to maybe stay at home. And of course, Cancer rules naturally the 4th house of home and family. So you may have been wanting to stay in a little more lately, since probably about January. Okay. Then of course your sign comes in to square that, or your planet comes in to square that, and Aries is your career and reputation sector. So you might be having a little fight with yourself about, do I want to go into work? That's the best way and especially with the moon conjunct Chiron as well. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's about doing shadow work, healing your inner wounds. It's been in Aries since 2018, so it's definitely been in there for quite some time, and we're used to the energy by now. You usually won't feel the energy until something like the moon comes along and triggers it. Okay? So, yeah, February the 3rd on Monday, you might, have to be thinking about your career, but not exactly wanting to, right? Like, I just want to go home. Let's see. Also on the 3rd, we had Mercury trine Jupiter. Okay. Mercury in Aquarius trine Jupiter in Gemini. Aquarius is your 8th house of other people's money, taxes and debts, also sex, death, transformation, rebirth, intimacy. Okay. Your 8th house is a very private house. Okay. Now, Pluto just moved in Aquarius in November permanently for the next 19 years. So there's going to be a lot of transformation in your transformation house. Okay? Pluto naturally rules Scorpio, which is the natural ruler of the 8th house. Okay? And now Pluto is going into your 8th house of Aquarius for the next 19 years. Going to be a lot of transformation in that sector. Okay? So Mercury is in your 8th house. Okay? Mercury is all about communication, community, early learning, short distance travel. Okay? And it's trining Gemini, Jupiter in Gemini, which is your 12th house of the subconscious. Jupiter has been in Gemini since last year, and it's just coming out of retrograde on the 4th, the next day. Okay, so when planets go into retrograde, it's all about going internal and thinking about things rather than projecting them, right? And the fact that you have the planet of expansion in your 12th house that has been retrograde but is now going to start, the literally on the 4th, Jupiter goes direct. It's going to start going forward. All of the work that you have been doing on your subconscious can now start being put into work, okay? And with Mercury coming in to trine it, like right before it goes direct, it's kind of given it that jump start, right? Just like about a week or two ago, when the sun came in and also trines Jupiter, okay? It just kind of gives it that little extra energy. Trines are very friendly aspects, okay? Please excuse my voice. Okay, then we have Mars, of course, square Chiron. And then the moon enters Taurus, okay, where it immediately squares Pluto in Aquarius, okay. A lot of emphasis on your 8th house. Taurus is also your friendship sector, 11th house of friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes. And it's squaring your 8th house. Again, other people's money. Taxes and debts is what that means. And then sex, death, transformation, rebirth, intimacy. Okay? So, I mean, I'm just throwing scenarios out there. It doesn't mean it necessarily has to do with your situation, but maybe a friend owes you some money. Maybe you owe some money to a friend, possible. You might be starting I don't want to put that out there, but possibly, might be getting intimate with a friend. Your dreams, hopes, and wishes, you might be taking out a loan to start something that your dreams, hopes, and wishes are all about, bringing something that you hope to bring into fruition. So you might be taking out a loan to, do that, possibly. Another thing that happened on the 3rd and into the 4th as well, depending on where you are in the world, is Venus entered Aries. Aries, again, is your 10th house of career and reputation. Venus doesn't really like being in Aries. It doesn't do its best work there. But Venus is also a benefactor, so it still does good work. But it feels a little. Excuse me just a second. Sorry about that. My camera just kind of bleeped at me. I'm like, what'd you do? Okay, where was I? Venus enters Aries. That's your career sector and reputation. You could also be starting a romance with someone in your career. It's a possibility, okay, if you're single or whatnot, okay? Venus also rules your friendships as well. So another emphasis on your friendships there. Let's see, the 4th, Jupiter turns direct. We already spoke about that. And the moon squares Mercury. Now, this is where we head into Wednesday, where there are so many. So the moon squares Mercury, then it squares the sun, making a quarter moon, okay? Then it sextiles Saturn, okay, at 17 degrees. Then it sextiles Mars at 19 degrees. Then it conjuncts Uranus at 23 degrees. And then it sextiles Neptune at 28 degrees. Okay, so all of Wednesday, it's just moon, hitting everything, So 8th house is, we've already went over the 8th house. Then the 9th house is your zone of expansion. Okay, long distance travel, learning other cultures, learning other languages. Okay, expanding your horizons, going back to school for higher education. Okay, and then And then you have these squares, and then you have this sextile, and then you have this sextile to your first house, okay, with Mars. We've already went over, so this is all about other people, and you're just kind of like, I just want to be left alone. I mean, that's kind of how I'm picking this up. Like, you have all these people that, you need to deal with, possibly in your career, right? But it's like and of course, Taurus is your friendship sector, but it's like you almost just want to be left alone. Or maybe if your friends do like visit you, you want them to visit your house instead. Like, you don't want to go out. That's how I'm picking this up, is that there's just so much chaos here that you're just like, I just want to pull the blankets over my head, And then, it comes in, it makes a sextile to Neptune here. And, any aspect between the moon and Neptune to me is very ethereal, very daydreamy. You're not going to get a whole lot done. And, of course, the moon is your ruling planet. So double whammy on that one, right? So that's all Wednesday. And then the moon moves into Gemini, which is your 12th house of the subconscious. 12th house is a private house. I want to be left alone. It's all about subconscious, your psychology, what you keep hidden from the world, what is hidden from you. A lot of psychology. A lot of people don't realize that they do these certain habits that came on in like childhood, that were formed in childhood, that is very subconscious. And that's exactly why the 12th house is exact opposite from the 6th house, which is about daily habits, right? So they're like the two sides of the same coin. It's like, this is your outwardly and this is your inwardly, okay? And both of these affect these, they affect each other. So, moon goes into Gemini, and then it sextiles Venus, okay, in Aries, and then it trines Pluto in Aquarius. Again, 8th house, career, 10th house, reputation, okay? Something's going on in your subconscious about maybe wanting to change things up here, okay? You could be having a lot of dreams at this point, especially when the moon comes into conjunct Jupiter. Jupiter is all about expansion, and the fact that it just went direct is just even more so. It's almost like it's saying it's go time. Like, when the moon hits that point of Jupiter going direct, it's like it's go time. It's time to make a decision in your subconscious. And then Jupiter, when it goes direct, is going to retrace its steps. I believe it was 23 degrees when it started going retrograde. So it's going to retrace these steps. And then when it comes out of that 23 degrees, it's going to go into your sign on June 4th, I believe. So you have until June 4th to really make a decision on what you're going to do, about your 8th house, your 10th house, and your 8th, 9th, and 10th house are really on fire here, okay? Also your 11th house. I was telling everyone else, all of the planets, every single planet is within Aquarius to Cancer for quite some time as well. Not even Mars is going to move into Leo for, when is that? I want to say April 18th or something. So until at least April, all of the planets are going to be within this range here. Okay? All right. So going into Friday the 7th, Venus sextiles Pluto at 2 degrees. Venus sextiles Pluto. That is your career and, again, your 8th house of transformation. Maybe you're looking to transform something in your career. Okay? And the fact that, also, Venus also rules Libra. It rules Libra and Taurus. Okay, Taurus is your friendship sector. Libra is your home sector. Even though you're the natural ruler of the fourth house, home and family, your fourth house of home and family is Libra. Okay, and ruled by Venus. So maybe you might be thinking about starting a career in your home. Okay, or a career with friends. You know, might be something to that effect as well. Okay. Let's see. Here we go with a lot of moon stuff again. Okay, which affects you a lot because the moon is your ruler. So we have the moon trine Mercury at 17 degrees. Okay. Then we have the moon square Saturn at 18 degrees. Okay. Then we have the moon trine the sun at 18 degrees. Then we have the moon sextile Chiron at 19 degrees. Then we have the sun sextile Chiron at 19 degrees. Okay. We'll just kind of move these over here. And then we have the moon square Neptune. Okay. It makes all of these aspects in just one day. And, you know, for you, with the moon ruling you, Wednesday might be, or excuse me, we're actually on Friday. Wednesday through Friday is when like all of these aspects hit with the moon. Okay, it might be overwhelming for you. Okay, for the 5th through the 7th we're talking about. Now that's already passed, so if you want to let me know, let me know. That I'd be very curious to see. Okay, then the moon squares Neptune. 12th house is right now is all about the dreams, and Pisces is the natural ruler of the 12th house, and as well as Neptune, its ruler. A lot of emphasis on dreams and expansion. Okay, in your subconscious. Then Saturday the 8th, the moon moves into your sign of Cancer. Okay, where of course it's its home sign, where it squares Venus and quincunxes Pluto. I don't talk about quincunxes a whole lot when we're talking about a general reading. I would talk about, if there is a personal reading, I would talk about them more, but I just throw that out there. Squaring Venus in your career sector again. Okay. Again, a lot of emphasis on your career reputation and possibly changing it up. Okay, Sunday the 9th, Mercury conjuncts the sun at 20 degrees. And after this, it will overtake the sun. Okay. Mars trines Saturn. Moon conjunct Mars, and it gets amplifies this trine here. Now, Capricorn is Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. It's also the traditional ruler of Aquarius. Okay, Capricorn is your 7th house of partnerships, whether romantic or business. Okay. And then you have Mars is the ruler of Aries, which is your ruler of career and reputation. The moon comes in, your ruler, and amplifies these energies. Okay, that's what the moon is all about, is amplifying and reflecting others' energies. Okay. That's why, it all has to do with emotions. It's just, it can be up and down and up and down, up and down, like this last couple of days I was talking to you about. Now, trines are the friendliest aspect that you can get. It's a very, work together sort of aspect. So you're talking about the rulers of your career and reputation and your partnerships, okay, in a trine with how you project yourself into the world and your expansion zone. Okay, so a lot of let's see, I'm trying to think of scenarios that might come up. You might start a career in long distance travel. Maybe you'll become a travel agent. You know, learning new languages, learning about new cultures. You know, a lot of scenarios can come out of this. Okay. So then we have the moon coming in to make a square to Chiron, which at the beginning of the week, you know, it was, you know, conjunct Chiron, and now it's joining in this square here between, because both of these planets are moving quite slowly right now. Okay, so it's just kind of doing this square again, but from the opposite end of the spectrum. It just kind of, that speaks to me as like reviewing things. Okay. And it makes a sextile to Uranus in Taurus, which is your friendships, hopes, dreams sector. Again, you might be having some, you might have some dreams, hopes, and wishes about starting a new career in, like I said, maybe long distance travel, higher education. You know, you might be going back to school to start a career in higher education. You know, so many scenarios, because there's so many planets in just this small sector of the sky that, yeah, it's many different scenarios could be working out, but in the same subjects, you know. Okay, so let's see, where were we? Try Neptune. Okay. Then the moon trines Neptune, which is always a great aspect, you know, just very ethereal. I was telling the other signs, now the good aspects with Neptune is that it's very ethereal, it's very daydreamy, you want to relax. But the bad aspects about it is that it can lead to confusion. It could lead to addictions, you know, using substances. So you might just want to kind of watch out with that opposite end of the spectrum. Okay, maybe overusing some substances a little bit, you know. Okay, and then we have the moon moving into Leo, where it opposes Pluto and trines Venus. So Leo is your second house of values, how you see your self-worth, how you earn your money, and how you spend your money. Okay, and you have it, your ruler, opposing Pluto in your 8th house, which we've already gone over. So there's going to be something about how you earn your money and the loans you take out, how you spend your money and the loans that you take out, you know, or the debt that you owe. That's definitely very significant in this aspect here. Okay, and then you have the moon coming in to trine Venus, though, and which can very much soften that aspect. Again, Venus rules the second house, the natural second house. Okay, so it is all about money and values and your self-worth. So with that coming in with a trine, that does soften this blow of the opposition. Okay, maybe you might ask your, you know, Aries is your career zone. Maybe you might ask your boss for a raise. You know, it's a possibility, something to that effect. All right, but trines are very, very nice aspects. And then we have Mercury coming in to square Uranus at 23 degrees. Okay. Again, 8th house, other people's money. Could also be about sex, death, intimacy, transformation, rebirth. Okay. Now, when we talk about death, okay, with the 8th house, it's not always about death, like how people want to look. It's about transformation, like um, killing like a part of yourself so that you can ascend to being a better person, right? So it's about the rising phoenix, okay? Killing those bad parts of yourself, and those parts dying off so that you can move on, okay? It's not necessarily about death, but like we said, rebirth, transformation, okay? You always want to, when you think about the 8th house, you always want to think of the phoenix, and that's probably the best way to describe what they mean by death, okay? So, 8th house squaring your friendship sector. Friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes. Again, a lot of emphasis on like other people's money and friendships, or dreams, hopes, wishes. Maybe your dreams, hopes, and wishes is to travel and you need to take out a loan, or to, because Pisces is your 9th house, or going back to school and you need to take out a loan for that as well. Okay? It could be many different scenarios. Okay. Then the moon moves into a sextile with Jupiter, 11 degrees. Subconscious values. Sextiles are very nice. Okay. Then the sun comes in to square Uranus as well, right after, at 23 degrees again. And then the moon comes in to trine Chiron. At this point, I feel like I'm repeating a lot of what I'm saying, because there's so much emphasis on just this part of the sky, that this is all about, possibly taking out a loan, or paying off debt, or taking out a loan to travel, to go back to school, to start a new career with a friend, or to fulfill a wish that you've always had. Okay? Expanding in your subconscious, like some kind of dream that you've had that you want to bring to fruition. And I feel like I can tell you that you might be able to start bringing that to fruition. Jupiter goes into your sign June 4th, I believe. And then by that time, Mars will come out of retrograde. So I don't know. I would kind of put my pin in on June 4th for you specifically. But just to throw that out there. Okay? Okay. Let's see. Then on the 12th, we have a full moon in Leo. Okay, at 24 degrees. At this point, Mercury is still kind of pretty close to the sun, so I'm going to call it a conjunction, and then it squares Uranus in Taurus. Leo, values, your self-worth, your self-worth, the way you earn your money, the way you spend your money. Aquarius, your 8th house, other people's money, taxes, debt, sex, death, transformation. I'm just going to repeat this again, okay? And then Taurus is your 11th house of friends, dreams, hopes, and wishes, okay? Now, Uranus rules Aquarius. The sun rules Leo. Pluto rules Scorpio. All of these signs, this is your fixed sign axis, okay? Fixed signs are about making a decision and sticking to it, not being wishy-washy, not jumping back and forth. You take all of your facts, everything that you know, and you make a decision, okay? And you stick to it. That's why fixed signs are known for being stubborn. Okay, so there's something going on that that's going to be illuminated to you about your values, about how you earn your money, about how you spend your money. Okay, and full moons are all about illumination of that subject. And then when it comes around, I've explained this before, when it comes around, it's going to hit that quarter moon in Scorpio at that 24 degrees, and it's about accepting that, there's some change that you need to make. Then it's going to come around to Aquarius, and it's going to hit that 24 degrees again, and that's about, making a plan and possibly, taking some